totally. Yeah, I thought we were live already.
2,
My bad.
1, say hi.
Hi! What's up, you two?
Welcome to our after talk after that fucking episode we just watched. We are the Knights of the Drunk Watch. Emphasis on the drunk.
I need
on the backpack. I have the talking dragon. We're gonna talk about this episode, and
the talking dragon's gonna be a struggle
It's gonna be a
tonight.
struggle. So, if you haven't, for some reason, don't know what you're getting into, we are going to talk about the episode we just watched. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, join Patreon, become a patron. Even just $1 a month helps us so much. Also, the super chat is still live, unfortunately for us drunk bitches. So $1 make one person drink, $5 make one person take a shot, $10 make everybody take a drink, $20
Mercy,
make
Colin.
everyone take a shot. Okay,
Mercy, Colin,
Andrew,
mercy.
you want to bring us into this
Audie
talk?
has nowhere she needs to be.
So,
Right
ladies and gentlemen, just so we get a nice clean cut, we are the Knights of the Drunk Watch.
And now our talk
begins! Okay, we're not
Yeah.
shooting.
That went surprisingly well.
On cue, bitches.
I think when we just throw
Drunk
it to
as
Andrew,
fuck.
that's how we're going to start it off. Okay, so we always like to do, or I always like to do the talks. Least
Talking
interesting.
dragon.
I have the talking dragon, so I get to talk. But we'll throw this around and then yell over each other anyway. It's fine. I go from least to most interesting. So we're going to start with Mira's sad time.
The
So
least
essentially,
interesting.
yeah. But I was told to write it down. So she was like, hey, Brand, I'm off. And he was like, thanks.
Is that
And then
bye,
she was like,
bitch?
that's the fuck I get for dragging you down from the north? Talking dragon.
So here's the thing. Oh, 2 seconds. So here's the thing about that, though. She said it herself. She's like, you died in that cave. So I think that scene's purpose was for Bran to show us that he's no longer Bran.
Yeah.
Like, it explains the scene with Sansa in the previous episode, and it explains that Bran is now officially the Three-Eyed Raven. He has reached Nirvana.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the purpose of the scene. Yeah, that makes sense. But her reaction was just, I find odd, because, like, what is he supposed to say? She says, I'm going home to see after be with my family. What is he supposed to say? Have a good time? Is he supposed to say, oh, let me reward you for all your valor? Well, thank you.
Something, though.
Yeah, and
hey, I love you. I had a crush on you.
No, but it's this whole thing of she knew.
I don't think his bit parts work down there.
Because of Jojen, she knew what she was getting into. She knew that she was going on this crazy expedition that wasn't going to end well. They're
But clearly they
choosing
can
to
still
paralyze
have
Dick.
without having
Right
lights down
now
there.
is what's
I
happening.
mean, if Brainworm can do it, then
I'm
Bran
moving on.
can
I'm
do
just
it.
going to move on.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
We're just talking about how if Grey Worm can do it, then Bran can do it.
But he's still got
And
time.
so we're shipping it.
Down. No, I was going to say, the
Brandon
question
just
was,
made
what's
me think
up
he's
for
doing
her
it.
now? What is she
You make
doing
the
now?
fucking
No, it
animals
was just
do
Mira
it.
sad time.
Oh, it was just Mira's side.
Yeah, that's all I was told.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's move on past
No,
Mira.
what's she going to do now?
No, I mean, if she's
She's
going to
go
then
home.
The real question is
Is
this
Howland
the end?
Reed
Are we
gonna-
never going to see her again? Or
No,
is she going
I
to be
think
a
she'll
White
join
Walker?
in.
Or what's going to happen?
I think the Reeds will
I don't
join
think
in the
anyone
fight.
cares enough at this point. Let's move on to more interesting
It's all
subjects.
about, yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
so the
There was
next
way too
question
much
that we have is, what is Bran's next move?
Bran himself?
Brienne.
Yeah.
Oh,
Brienne.
Oh. Okay, so we first met Brienne on the day that she swore an oath to Renly that she would guard and protect him forever. And then he died and she ran away. And then she promised to protect Catelyn forever. And then she ran away and then Catelyn died. And then she promised, I will take care of your daughters for you. And then she found Arya and Arya said, fuck you, go away. And then she found Sansa and Sansa said, fuck you, go away.
Yeah.
So she was just
To
running
be with
around
little
for...
fucking finger.
But she did save Sansa, and yes, they are all back together. I know you wanted. Hang
I
on.
know, I'm just here.
Okay.
He just knows that his next
So yeah,
That's what
pretty
she
much
said.
now, like, they had the moment of, well, congratulations, you've succeeded in protecting the Stark children, and then now it's like, oh, she's gonna be looking for a new purpose. Oh, but then that Arya training scene. Oh, good
Oh, that
lord.
was sick.
That was so badass.
That was awesome.
Which leads me to my point.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I mean, Arya can go it alone, but she doesn't have to.
No,
Oh,
she
wait.
Brienne could go, like, be her Assassin's Guard.
Brienne has been to
Yeah.
King's Landing and she doesn't know
Finish
King's
her
Landing.
list.
But can we take a moment and talk about that look that Sansa gave when she saw Brienne and Arya like connecting, and the fact that Brienne was technically sworn to Arya?
We need
as
some
well.
shade, fans.
That was some shit.
Oh, but I think that
What?
man.
Shade.
No. Who are you talking about?
When we're talking about Sansa looking down on Brienne and Arya training, and
She was
Arya
so
said,
jealous.
Arya said that you were sworn to protect Catelyn Stark's daughters, not just her daughter, which made Sansa realize she's not sworn only to me, she's sworn to Arya as well. And Sansa is now suspicious of every fucking body. Hold on, she's next and then you're next.
Yeah, I have a question. So, now fucking forgot my question. Oh, no, so was that before or after Sansa realized that Arya's list was real?
I think that's probably when she officially realized it was real.
That she could actually complete.
Well, yeah, she mentioned it earlier, but then
No, because she was like, you have, no, let me talk, I have the talking dragon, yeah. So she was like, you have a list, and Arya was like, haha, yeah, it's a list, and then they got together with Bran. But what my question is, was the Arya-Brienne fight scene before or after? It was after.
Okay. Wait, did you have something?
No, I was trying to remind her when it was happening. That's why I said Bran.
The Brienne and Arya.
I forgot what I was going to say
Sure,
now.
I'll say
That's
something.
gonna be a fucking dream!
If I remember, wait.
We're talking about Brienne and Sansa, right?
Well, yeah, it was Brienne.
So,
What's
There is an
something horrible just happened.
wow,
Let's do this.
It's just
Alright, let's keep
This is
talking.
how
it's machine
drunk we are.
washable. It'll be
So,
fine.
oh, you okay?
Sorry.
We're good, okay. So, the whole thing with the, shit, now I forgot what I was gonna fucking say. God damn it.
It was about Brienne and Arya.
Brienne and Arya. Okay, so I want to point out Littlefinger's expressions during that entire scene. Because, I don't know, I was like, okay, you're scared of Arya now. And oh wait, you're giving that I want to molest Sansa still look to Sansa. So, that whole thing with Littlefinger, I would be very happy if Arya killed Littlefinger. Like his facial expressions during that
I am
whole
just
scene.
done with him.
He has done nothing.
I'm
He
over
has
it.
done nothing but stand awkwardly behind Sansa and give her weird looks all season.
Do we have a question from the...
Rachel wants someone to tap audio with the newspaper and tell her to be a bad girl. She's not audio.
Bad girl! Give me a fan!
Rachel.
Bad girl!
That is what our cats do to us, by the way.
I'm covered in wine from head to toe right now, Rachel.
Uh-huh.
All right, next. What's the next topic?
Bran and Littlefinger, chaos is a ladder.
was
I
cool.
was
That was
hoping.
badass.
Sorry. Yeah, it was cool, but it was like, come on, like, because Littlefinger has done nothing so far this season, I just wanted to see a little bit more of Bran fucking with Littlefinger's mind.
I think that Bran did exactly what was necessary in that
True.
scene. Like, I think that Littlefinger got out of there realizing this is not a person I can control. This is not a person I can influence in any way, and I have zero power over this person.
Nothing.
The first time Littlefinger has had somebody see directly through him.
Yeah, I agree.
We have an off-camera question.
Oh, what was, I don't remember the importance of that line for like when.
Yeah, so that's a good question. So, chaos is a ladder is a line from that Littlefinger said to Bran about what? Because I don't remember.
Okay.
No, Littlefinger said it to Sansa.
No,
Okay.
he did not.
That
Littlefinger said it to Varys.
Yes.
During the climb, the episode The Climb,
Yes,
which is
uh-huh.
while Jon and the wildlings are climbing the wall.
Egret.
Oh, yeah.
Varys and Littlefinger are talking in front of
Drink
the
to
Iron
that
Throne.
Egret.
I am the drunkest person here,
You're
Internet.
killing it, bitch.
So,
Yeah, get it.
so they are talking together, and he says chaos isn't a pit, chaos is a ladder. Only a few have the strength to climb, blah, blah, blah. Andrew had something.
No. I was trying to get people to let you finish.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's where that line comes from. And it was only Varys and Littlefinger in the room, in the Iron Throne room together. So it's very interesting that Bran knows it, obviously, to Littlefinger.
I'm just anxious, which I think hopefully now will lead to Littlefinger's downfall. Can we just see his goddamn downfall?
We're done with him. He has nothing left.
But they brought that Valyrian dagger back just randomly. Oh, by the way, here's this thing that I haven't mentioned.
I'm having problems.
So, other question: what do we think that Arya is gonna do with the dagger?
That was really
thoughts?
Kill Littlefinger.
Kill Jaime. Somebody's gonna die. Somebody big and important gonna die. I mean, Cersei's on her list, so it'd be awesome to see her kill Cersei. But
personal comments.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, if that dagger belonged to Littlefinger, wouldn't it be poetic justice if she killed Cersei with it?
Or if she killed Littlefinger.
Or kill Littlefinger.
Well, it belonged to Tyrion, though. Didn't it belong to Tyrion first?
No, because he said
that's what he
know
said.
who had this first, but he didn't answer it.
He didn't
Well, we
answer
also don't know where Tyrion got it from.
Exactly. So
No,
Bran
Tyrion
said,
wanted from Littlefinger.
So where did Littlefinger get it?
Or no, Littlefinger wanted from Tyrion.
Yeah,
Vice
but
versa.
Bran
Vice
said
versa.
you
Tyrion
know
wanted
who
from
had this
Littlefinger.
first, which makes me think that there's like a better backstory than that.
Oh.
It's a Valyrian sword. It was not made by Tyrion. It
Yeah.
came from somewhere.
Yeah.
Tyrion probably won it off of some in some.
What if it
whorehouse.
belonged to one of the original Targaryens that crossed over the sea?
Dun dun dun.
Okay, next.
Okay, so next, do we want to talk any more about Arya and her story arc?
No, I think we'll just have to wait and see.
No, I mean, let's talk about what do you think she's gonna do next? Like, is she staying at Winterfell? She's going back on her mission. And if she stays at Winterfell, what is her part in the next
Well,
bit?
I get that. Okay.
Hold on, we'll come
I
to you.
think that we need to see a full Stark reunion before she leaves.
Jon has to come back.
I think Jon is going to be the one who is like, hey, I think your list is kind of badass.
She's gonna.
I think it's time.
We have to get a Jon and Arya reunion.
You have to, and that has to happen first.
Zach.
That has to happen first before she goes anywhere.
As a side note, the original romance in the original books was Jon and Arya.
That has nothing to do with the show. Don't
Just
listen
saying.
to her.
Just saying.
That sounds gross.
Before he wrote the rest of the book.
Did you forget?
Entertainment Weekly is all about the four of them all being on set together.
Yeah.
Which now I know they arranged fake stuff for the paparazzi to catch, but Entertainment Weekly shouldn't be fake.
Oh my god, can we just... Okay, so hold on. That's going to move us into our next subject. Go ahead.
No, like I was saying, as far as Arya, at this point, we just have to wait and see. They've given us everything we've wanted, and they've set it up, so now with 3 episodes left, anything could happen.
This is not a good idea.
Alright, what's the next topic?
Alright, next one is Jon and Tim.
I'm losing my damn mind over
Wait, no, I can't say like he can.
I am down for some incest.
It's not, well...
They're aunt and nephew, but nobody cares.
Can I just want to say,
family fucking family.
I got the dragon! Because I just want to say the one thing.
Say the one thing.
Come into my cave.
Yeah! That's so awesome.
So, essentially, I'll give a recap of he was like, hey, you gotta see this shit.
Come into my
It
cave.
wasn't his dick.
It wasn't.
It wasn't his dick. She wants more.
He presented an opening, and they went into the opening.
Of him finally convincing her that, oh my god, yes, there were the children and the men, and they were fighting against the White Walkers. And I swear I didn't just draw this to convince you. And also come deeper into my cave. And then
Those were some very detailed drawings of the White
totally
Walkers.
drew those together. They look exactly
No,
like the
that
White
is not an
Walkers.
actual conspiracy theory that we have. We're just shitting.
That looked like brand new Chuck. That did not look like drawings that have been down there for 1,000 years.
I've been mining dragon glass all night long.
Here's the thing.
dragon glass.
Here's the thing. That moment where Dany was like, I will fight for you. I will fight for the North. And we were all jacked up. And then she's like, if you bend the knee.
Okay, seriously. Oh, wait. No, hold on. Why can you not just go, okay, may I have all those armies and stuff you promised? Okay, let's go.
Because of the
Stand
men
up.
of the North, he will no longer
No,
be
and then
North.
then he goes back up north and he says, what guys, I didn't bend the knee. I stood up straight the whole time.
He is Ned Stark honest. Ned Stark would never do that.
Yes. Everybody's that.
So, Dany is doing the same thing that Cersei's doing to Euron.
Yes.
Yep.
Dany is playing...
But Jon is not Euron.
What is that? There's
Agreed.
a tease. No, but it's more than a tease.
The cock tease.
No, Jon is not Euron.
I think John
next.
is more. Yes, I'm sorry. I think John is. I'm not gonna say he's prideful. I don't think he is at all. I think he is thinking.
He's not.
Prideful.
Prideful is correct.
Yes, prideful is correct.
Yes.
I'm not as drunk as the rest
As
of
an
y'all.
English
Damn.
major, I can.
Whoa! Question: Who put the bottles of wine right next to Audie's feet?
You did.
Audie did.
Anyway.
With
What
no
I'm
lids
saying
on
is,
them?
I don't think he is at all. I think he is. Oh, this is gonna sound stupid. I think he is thinking of everyone back home and the people that sent him to Dragonstone that were like, we don't want you to go. We need you to stay here.
No, John has never been a person to think of his own life.
I don't think he's
He
thinking
is
of
always
himself.
looking for the greater good.
Danny is thinking of. For me,
Her
Danny
power.
is thinking about herself.
John
And
has
the
always
last-
also been looking for an excuse to
The
run away.
last time he
Andrew
went,
gets
yes, the
it.
last time he went against his people, he got stabbed to death.
It's okay, Melisandre. will
I
bring it
think
back.
we're looking at the single moment too closely. She does that. She pulls a little fast one. I will fight for you. Blah, blah, blah. Just bend the knee. Then she walks out of the cave. My plan went completely, totally, entirely wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then what does she do? She turns to John. Everyone's like going, we need to do this. Oh, now we need to do this. Oops, sorry, I screwed up. We need to do this. And she's
She
like,
asked
shut
him.
it. And she goes, John, what would you do?
Yeah.
And then
And
I
John-
just want them to fuck.
And
Wait,
then-
no, but what did John say?
And then John said, if you take out all the castles, if you melt King's Landing, you'll be no better than anybody else.
Yeah.
But instead, she went strategically. And yes, she killed a lot of people. She killed a lot of Lannisters.
But she killed
But she, like,
soldiers.
everything was targeted. She
Not
took out the
civilians.
supply line that was going
Yeah,
to King's
she went-
Landing. She was going after, like, she wasn't just, like, waste them all. She broke the line. She took out the supplies.
And-
she wasn't just going willy-nilly.
Oh my God, are we
And-
going into that battle talk?
No,
where
I
it's
get
just-
to
oh my
start
God.
it. I get to start it.
And in the next one, though, we saw her ask them to bend the knee, so she doesn't kill them all.
No. Yeah.
So now we have gone into the oh shit battle portion.
Oh my God!
Battle, drink your shots, folks.
Okay.
Drink your
Okay.
shots
Time
for
for
the
that
oh
battle.
shit
Oh, hold
battle.
on, wait.
Does the battle have a name? It has to have a
Oh
name.
shit
The
battle.
loot train battle.
It will.
What would we call it? What would we call it?
It's called the loot train battle.
Epic loot train battle. No, epic loot train.
I'm
battle.
sure the singers will come up with a better title, a more
It
poetic
literally
title.
said-
What would you call it?
I have the talking dragon. It literally said, "Watch later for the epic loot train something," and it was like "fuck off" or something. You know,
I'm taking the
What
shot.
said
loot,
that?
epic
Loot.
Loot.
train.
L-O-O-T.
L-O-O-T. Train. That's
That-
Like, it was all the
No, you
loot
say too many
from
L-O-O-T.
Highgarden, yeah.
I swear I heard you say O-O-O-T.
It's O-O-O-T.
The loot!
It's on camera. You'll figure it out
Figure it
later.
out later. So we have the oh shit battle.
I need
Doth
water.
Rocky show up. Rumble, rumble, rumble.
Lots of rumbling.
And then
That
a
was an
dragon.
awesome. I just did not. I keep telling these guys, like, I did not know how to feel. I mean, I was rooting for everybody and nobody at the same time. I was afraid everybody was gonna die. The only people I didn't give a shit about was the Lannister soldiers.
The only thing I was rooting for was the dragon. God damn. Okay, so yes. Okay, they introduced the weapon. The weapon.
Crossbow. The dragon bow.
Yeah, I have the dragon.
I'm just
Scorpion.
helping you.
Well, yes, they introduced the weapon a couple episodes ago, so we knew that was coming.
Yeah.
But the way that they did it, I think, was fucking brilliant. Because they showed a close-up shot of Drogon opening his mouth, and then you saw the fired arrow.
That's not the first time they showed it.
I didn't say it was. Hush. No, I'm saying the shot before the fire is that. No, anyway. You threw off my train of thought. He opened his mouth, and then you see him from afar getting shot. So my first thought was that fucking thing just went right in through his mouth into his head,
Yeah.
and then he was literally falling from the sky. And yet, no, they fucking turned it around. You're like, nope. Not only is Bronn not dead, Drogon's not dead, and then you think Jaime's gonna die, and Jaime doesn't die, and you're like, well, we just thought everyone's gonna die, but then we still don't know if Jaime's dead. Holy shit, take that from me. I can't
But
handle it.
now we don't know what's going to happen next. We had this huge battle between the Lannisters and the Targaryens.
Yeah.
The Lannisters have lost huge amounts of people. What is Cersei going to do next? All of Euron's people,
Like in Hook.
Yeah, like it
all of Euron's people are over there. She's still at King's Landing. Where is Dany going next? Everything has been thrown on its head. Anybody else who have predictions, thoughts about next week?
Is Jaime alive? That's all I'm saying because
Yes.
we saw him fall into the sand.
Andrew has like,
And
he's still
Jack
alive.
Andrew's
pretty
gone.
sure.
I thought about that too.
I have to say, Jaime's storyline in the show has been interesting
We didn't talk
because
about
the last time we
We didn't
see
talk about
Jaime,
Theon.
Why is Theon alive? Yeah,
the last time we see Jaime in the books, he's already teamed up with Brienne.
But
He's already teamed up with Brienne.
but he's heading to a
Dragon
particular
talking,
place where he
dragon
could be
talking,
dying.
It doesn't matter about the books.
Doesn't matter.
She could be betraying
Keep
him and
going.
taking him to Lady Stoneheart in the books. We don't
Fuck
know that.
Lady Stoneheart. She's not coming.
Books don't
We're talking about the
matter.
books. Sorry.
He's
The last
not
time
that
we
drunk.
heard about Jaime is he was with Brienne, which leads me to believe that Jaime, because he's the only one who's the only like between, Cersei's crazy and blood-filled, whatever. Jaime's always been like, let's take a step back, let's do this the right way. Jaime could be captured and turned, and then join the other side. That's why I don't think Jaime's going to die this season, because Jaime, because I think in the books, if he's with Brienne, he's already on the other side. So,
But they've already reached that point where Jaime and Brienne met back up, and they met at River Run, and they're like, hey, and then they do their whole,
right,
goodbye.
Wave, yeah.
yeah, and then
Whatever,
and then we have a
Never
whole
mind.
storyline
Okay.
that we haven't seen, but it never.
I
included
don't
Jaime
think we
and
need to
Brienne
even
teamed
think
up.
about those storylines anymore, because they're way beyond the...
I think they're hints about
Yes.
how things are supposed to end up.
Do we have any questions on the
No,
chat?
they're just talking to themselves. I think
Ask us stuff, y'all.
okay, do you think Jaime will be a hostage now?
If he's not dead.
No.
That's boring.
No.
He might
Jaime's
start
not
off.
dead.
He might start
I think
off
he's
as a
gonna make
hostage,
it
but
back.
then prove his point. But remember, Tyrion was standing right there watching the whole thing. So,
Hoping his brother lives.
I think
oh, do you think maybe it was Tyrion that went and?
No.
No, that guy was too big.
Just a thought. Just a
Tyrion, like-
thought. That would have
It's
been
definitely
cool.
I
Braun.
think there's more mileage in him surviving, going back to Cersei to tell Cersei, you need to knock this off. This
Okay.
Oh, and to tell him that Olenna did it.
Yeah.
Talking dragon.
Okay. So here are the two things, possibly three things that we can discuss really quickly to end the story, which leads us into our final point, this point, and a different point that I have.
And then a point.
Here are my three questions.
Then I have
Number
3
one,
points.
why? Well, it's actually one question for 3 people. Why are these 3 people in the story and still alive? Number one, the least important is Ilaria Sand. What was the point of her being in the story if she doesn't still have a part
I
to
don't
play
think
in
we
it?
need to waste time talking about her.
We
Let's
never
move on to
see
the
her
next
again.
person.
I mean, I honestly believe it. I think a lot of it has to do with that whole battle, that the whole like siege of King's Landing wouldn't have made sense if it was just the Greyjoys will go and siege King's Landing. You needed 2 armies to go, and so you needed Dorne. And so that just kept their little storyline was just big enough to keep Dorne alive, so Dorne would be part of the strategic play,
Yeah, I agree.
and then be fucked by Euron.
Then I'm afraid that was a kind of a weak plot line out of all the rest. But we all know that. We
But
all
it
agree
gives
that.
Euron his
Well,
So
but,
that's
power.
but you're saying if that's a weak plot line, then what you're saying is that Yara's army it should just be big enough. Then why is Yara's army so fucking big?
along with the because the
No,
Unsullied got sent
it was
elsewhere,
Dorne
yeah.
and Yara.
That's fair.
Period.
That's fair. Okay, so then we'll just accept that Ilaria Sand
I mean,
is
it's all
gone
about
and she's not going to be
it's all
part
about
of the
players on the
plot
board.
line. So that's
Good
the answer.
explanation.
So the next question is, why is Jaime Lannister still alive, and what part does he still have to play in the
I
story?
think Andrew has always made a point of this hero's quest or hero's story.
Oh god.
And also, he just has a hot for Jaime, but he also has this whole, like, hero's story of of like the Hound is doing his thing because he has his heroes.
Where is the Hound?
Hey, that's not what we're shit. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. That's not what we're talking about.
I'm sorry, but random thought. Where is the Hound? They showed us him
He's
first
going to
episode.
Eastwatch.
Yeah.
Let's just hand it to Andrew to talk about.
Where is
Jamie's
Tormund? Excuse me, why are they showing us Brienne scenes if Tormund is not there? When are Tormund and Brienne going to hook up? Tormund's going to go to Eastwatch by the sea and join them.
Stop! We didn't see Tormund this episode. We're not talking about Tormund.
No,
this
give this
episode.
over to him to
I
talk
don't. Why
about
are you giving
Jamie.
this to me? I don't know.
To talk about Jamie. Why is Jamie so
Okay,
the plot?
so I see two hero arcs
he's pretty.
in the show. Heroes who go from
So drunk.
they go from the villain to the hero. We have the Hound and we have Jamie. And the question is one of them will be dead at the end of it, and one of them will survive. And because I love Jamie more than I love the Hound, Jamie will survive. The Hound will die. The Hound. But the thing is the preview that we saw this week about the Eastwatch being attacked.
Yeah.
The Hound saw that
I'm
in the
deeply
flames.
triggered right now.
So Barrack and the Hound and all of them, we're going to see them next week because they're going to Eastwatch.
That's gonna be epic, y'all.
So I mean, the idea. I mean, because now there's so many different theories floating around.
Yeah.
Like Jamie will kill Cersei and he'll die in the attack. Well, maybe he won't because it will really be Arya
An
wearing
interpretive
Jamie's
dance.
face who will kill Cersei. And so then Jamie.
kill Jamie first. No, Jamie has to die.
All
Right.
right, one more. We have one more question from.
But
One more
I
question.
don't think Jamie's going to kill Dany.
So this brings us to
He had
our
a shot.
final conversation, and we hope you can weigh in here as well.
Please
Why
help us.
The fuck is Theon Greyjoy?
We're going to have to wait and see. I don't...
Because
Do not play your bullshit hero card on this one.
No. Well, I mean, but the only thing is, like, I think the Greyjoys are all responsible for themselves. If we're going to have a resolution to the Greyjoy storyline, because we can't just throw a storyline in and then just walk away from it, that's the end of Theon and Yara's and Euron's journey. They all. But Theon is like, I want to go save my sister. He may have panicked and left. He still wants to save her.
He's going backward.
I would have been totally fine with Theon dying at the end of season 2 when after he took Winterfell and his men would just I had the dragon!
But he didn't die!
I was hoping that he was going to die. Did we really need to watch like 2 seasons of Theon being tortured
Yes.
by Ramsay, even though one of the best gifts on the internet is Ramsay with the wiener on a fork?
I mean, another thing to think of, too, is that we have, I don't know if they plan 7 and they stretch it to 8, whatever, is if we strip away every non-essential storyline, it wouldn't be full, we could say, in the end, Theon isn't about the main storyline, let's kill him and cut him, but then they'd be like 5-episode seasons and we'd be done.
Yeah.
I think
And they cut a lot of storylines.
I think that anybody still currently involved in the game is in it for the big stuff. Yeah. I think anybody who is still alive and still active has big parts to play in what's coming. I don't think we have any side characters, and I don't think that we're just wrapping up storylines. I think that they still have something big to do, not only in the war against the White Walkers, but in the war against Cersei and in this skirmish that's happening, because that's good writing. Weak writing is, we just got to tie up this storyline. I think they still have big parts to play.
And I also think with Theon, I almost think that his character arc is
like Jorah.
Most interesting because he started off as a shitty whatever, and then he took over Winterfell.
Stab the
direwolves. And then he
direwolves.
got totally conquered. And then he's done some pretty impressive things of, like, saving Sansa.
Wait, Theon stabbed the direwolf?
He wanted to.
Yeah, no, but he didn't. But he, like, pretended
He almost killed Ghost.
So, wait, I am the talking dragon.
Oh,
So
he's a dragon!
he pretended to burn, the Starks. He did all of this shit, but then he came around to... Now he is the lowest of the low, trying to gain traction again. So I think... Even with Jon Snow and with Sansa, he keeps meeting these people who he's very terribly wronged, but they see that he has still realized he fucked up and tried to overcome it, and they are forgiving him. And so I think that's a very strong point in his arc of he fucked up so severely, but the people he screwed over are like, but you're trying.
Okay, so we're going to wrap it up, Signal. So I'm going to give my predictions for next week very quickly. I don't know if we're going to have 2 weeks back-to-back of some major battle happening. I think
it's already been 2 weeks of major battles happening.
We didn't see the battles last week, so.
We didn't see them. But I think because you're going to Eastwatch, we're going to see some... We're finally going to see White Walkers
Tormund. I'm so worried about Tormund.
Tormund can't die without taking Brienne's cherry.
I have to make big decisions.
I just spilled wine all over myself.
Oh, God. Number 2.
I have to make big decisions on the death pool before next week. Like, big decisions, preferably when I'm more sober. Also, our couch is covered in wine now.
No, it was all on me. It's fine.
There's also a lot of wine between Audie's legs.
Give me $5 to take a shot.
Predictions, Mark, for next week.
No predictions?
We're going to have to wait and see. That's all I can say at this point.
We're so drunk, Internet.
I mean, I don't know that I say their predictions. I think the big question for next week, the big question is where does Jamie wash up? And where
if he washes up.
No, he's...
That is not how Jamie
otherwise,
dies.
you wouldn't
Off
have
camera,
the flight.
No.
You wouldn't have somebody saving
like,
him.
if Jamie was going to die, they would have fried him to a crisp. They wouldn't have had him die by someone trying to save him and him sink to the bottom of the black water.
And Tyrion would have seen it.
So, so Jamie's going to wash up somewhere. The
I just
question
don't know if
is
the
he going to wash up
Tarleys-
on the King's Landing side or on not the King's Landing
Wait,
side?
wait, before we go, we have to sing Happy Birthday to Logan. He just turned 19 like right
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Logan. Happy birthday to you. We're some drunk motherfuckers.
He's spending his 19th birthday with us.
We'll see you on your 21st,
Okay,
bitch.
so, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll wrap it up and then you do the final.
Okay, you wrap it up.
Thank you for joining us, Nights at the Drunk Watch on the Zach Baxter channel. If you have enjoyed what you've watched, all these shenanigans,
The
please
dragon
subscribe.
mold has been destroyed.
The dragon is gone. Please subscribe. Also join our Patreon page. Even just $1 a month helps us so much. So go to Patreon to join that whole thing.
Shut up, dude.
And I'm gonna throw it to Andrew to do the
And
finishing.
because apparently I'm the only one who's able to keep sober-ish, I will say we are the Knights of the Drunk Watch.
And now our talk has ended.
For
See you
now.
at 7:30 next week for the pregame. Then it is 7 for the pregame. Bring a drink. We'll be talking this episode a lot more so.